Hello, grade 9 class. This is Miss Johnston. Today is Friday, February 18th, and we are going to be looking at actually day 7 and 8 today. So we're going to skip over day 5 and 6. It's only because there is an in-class activity on one of those days. So we're skipping day 5 and 6. We're going to do those on Tuesday, and we're going to look at day 7 and 8 today. Also, a reminder that our cycle test is on Thursday, so this coming Thursday, February 24th. Again, you can have a study sheet, so your cheat sheet, and you can also bring in your formula sheet. Today, you'll be needing your formula sheet because we're going to be looking at surface area and volume of prisms and I believe one pyramid. All right, so let's get started. You should have in front of you cycle 2, day 7. So you want to see that in the top left-hand corner. And we're going to look at day 7 and 8. Also, since this is a video, please feel free to press pause, rewind, fast forward, wherever you feel necessary. Let's get going. When looking at surface area is the space covering just the outside. So it's almost like wrapping a present or like a package from Amazon. It's just the outer space of an object. So space covering what's on the outside. Meanwhile, for volume, we've already looked at volume, but for volume, what we're looking at is all the space on the inside. So all like the air it takes up, or maybe something's in that Amazon package. So whatever's inside that takes up all the space on the inside, that would be your volume. All right, so the surface area is measured in square units because it's area. Remember, area are two-dimensional, area is 2D, and that's when we remember it's like centimeters squared. We can see that there's a 2 and it's two-dimensional. Meanwhile, for volume, when we're looking at volume, we're looking at 3 dimensions. So 3D or centimeters cubed, 3-dimensional. However, when we start to look at surface area, we are going to be looking at 3-dimensional objects, but it's the net of it. So it's like taking it all apart and looking at each piece individually. So that's why it's still squared. So again, some units are, so here we have our square units, or I even put the example here, so maybe this should be squared units, and these are cubed. Right, so again, some examples are like millimeters squared, or you could say meters cubed, or we already have centimeters, maybe even like meters squared. So there's 2 area ones and a volume. Great, all right. We're going to look at a rectangular prism. So here we have a rectangular prism and then the breakdown of that rectangular prism. However, we do know where we can find these. So these are going to be the formulas. We can go find the formulas right in cycle 1 and then our formula sheet. So our formula sheet is right here. And we can see if we scroll up, you can see surface area and volume. So surface area here is 2, then L times H plus, 2, L times W plus W times H plus L times H. All right, so we have all the different dimensions here. You can see that the L goes with the W, and then the W goes with the H, and then the L goes with the H. We're multiplying each one to every dimension. And then we have the volume, which is length times width times height. Okay, so let's go put that down. Right, so surface area 2. So we have L times W plus, so that would be like the bottom part and the top part. This would be like the two longer sides. So L times H plus W times H. Again, it doesn't matter which way, if it's H times L or L times H, it doesn't matter. So that looks great. And then our volume is length times width times height. Yeah. So we have an example here. We're going to find the surface area of a rectangular prism has a height of 2. We have a length of 5, and we have a width of 3. Right, so since it says surface area, we're going to use our surface area formula, not the volume formula. So surface area, so that's the first step, is always to write down our formula. And then next what we're going to do is we're going to sub in our values. So we want to keep the 2 outside. Let's put the length for 5. So 5 times 3. And then, so that's our length, right? That's our length. We see the width. And then we have another length here. So again, a 5. But we're going to multiply it by a 2 this time. And then we have another H. And what color haven't we? A green one. So W. W is 3 and H is 2. All right. Great. So let's put these all together. So when we are, we still have to use BEDMAS. So when we're putting this together, we're not going to add, we're going to multiply first. So here we should get 15 between these two, plus 5 times 2 is 10, plus 3 times 2 is 6. So adding those all up, 15 plus 10 plus 6 gives us 31, which is equal to, well, 2 times 31, so double 31. That gives us 62. Is that it? No, not yet. We still need to add centimeters. And is it cubed or squared? Surface area. So this is going to be squared. Right? Next, we're going to look at another question. But in this time, we are looking at, again, a rectangular prism. We have a width of 7 centimeters and a length of 15 centimeters, but this time it gives us the volume. It gives us the volume of 420 centimeters cubed. And it's asking us to find the height. So we don't have the height. So let's go find the height. Volume is equal to, so step 1 always, if you don't remember your formulas, go to your formula sheet. If you forgot your formula sheet, it's on cycle 1 under measurement formulas. And we're looking at a rectangular prism, and it's right there. Length times width times height. So length times width times height. And we're going to get, so our length is 15, our width is 7. Okay, we're subbing things in. But we don't know the height. It's not given, so we're just going to leave that as an H. Right, so we're just going to leave that height as an H. We know the length, and we know the width. Do we know anything else? Yeah, we know the volume. So we can throw the volume in there. I'll try to keep with all the same colors. 420. We can input it in for volume. That's completely fine. All right. So let's put things together that we know. Well, the 420 is hanging out over on the left-hand side. We can't do anything with that. But we can put these two together, 15 times 7. And 15 times 7 is 105 times H. All right, so that's what we have. When we put those two together, we got 105. Right, how are we going to find H? So what this is saying is it's 420 is equal to 105 times what? So I want you to think of something easier. Something easier would be like 8 is equal to, let's say 2 times, let's say h. Do you know what that h is? I bet you can guess what it is. 2 times what is 8? 8? That's just like 105 times what is 420. Might not come to mind super fast like this one, but what we did here is we just divided 8 by 2 to get 4. What happens here is these 2's reduce to give us 1. 2 divided by 2 is 1, and 1 times h is, well, h. So we get our 4. You probably guessed it. H would be, in this case, 4. Guess what? We're going to do the exact same thing here. So the same kind of mentality. All we do is divide 420 by 105. So divide by 105, divide this by 105. The 105's reduce to give us 1h. And then when we divide these, try it out. Yeah, we should get 4. And that's not the final answer, right? The final answer is 4 centimeters. There we go. All right, so we're going to be looking at the surface area and volume of a triangular prism next. Again, go to your formula sheet to check out the formulas. Here we go. Here it is, a triangular prism. So a triangular prism has 2 triangles, right? So we see 2 triangles here. And if you didn't know, 2 triangles actually make up a rectangle or a square. So when we put 2 triangles together, you get a rectangle or a square. Just like any, there we go, we've got 2 triangles. Make up a rectangle. So a couple of things here to notice is that our triangle is listed as A, B, and C. So our triangle bases are listed as A, B, and C. The height of the triangular prism is H, and the height of the triangle is, I believe, L. All right. We also see the volume here is base times L. So your base times the height of the triangle times the height of the prism divided by 2. Remember, the volume of any prism was the base, right, was the base times the height. Well, the base of this is a triangle. So a triangle area, the area of the height, or the area of the base is base times height divided by 2. That's a triangle. And then times the height. Okay, so let's go look at that. So our surface area here is, we're going to get 2 triangles. So two triangles make up, well, a square. So if we did 2 triangles, so we know our triangle is base times L divided by 2. And since we have 2 of them, these 2's will cross reduce, and that's why we got B times L at the very end. That's why that happens. And then we have this kind of like space over here. This guy right here is this one, which is A times H, length times width, if we were to find the area here. And this one on the bottom right here, this should be a B. B times H, so that would be base times height right there. And then we have this last one right here, kind of like on this side, is our C times H. So C times H, which is length times width. So that's where the formula is coming from. It has an A times an H for one of the sides, plus a B times an H for the other side, and plus a C times an H for the other side. So we've got the 3 sides, and then why is it times B, or plus BL? That's our formula. This is our formula. Because there's 2 triangles. If one triangle is base times height divided by 2, or base times, they're calling it L in this case, That means if we times it by